Breaking news, SunnyV2 is getting canceled for his recent video on Chris Tyson. Let's get right into it. Alright, so if you haven't seen it already, it's trending on Twitter. A lot of people are making comments saying this. This is one of the most dogshit videos I've ever seen. Sunny's conclusion practically blames Chris for not taking the MrBeast brand into account before transitioning LMAO. Imagine showing such little regard for the welfare of a human being. And yeah, this is the video that SunnyV2 dropped. It's called Why Chris Will Soon Be a Nightmare for MrBeast. And I think the best thing we can do right now is just react to the ending of it because I want to show you guys a little bit of what they're talking about and I want to give you my thoughts on it, so roll it.
In some ways, it was nice to see the boys standing up for Chris on Twitter. However, the situation has already begun to change the dynamic within the videos. For example, in a recent livestream titled Opening 1,000 Mystery Art Boxes, Chris would once again dress in quite a feminine way, and while everybody participated as usual, the energy and vibe didn't feel nearly as smooth as it normally does. It felt as though there was an unaddressed elephant in the room, and therefore everybody was in their head, as opposed to being in the present moment enjoying each other's company. Maybe everybody was simply too busy opening packages, but Chris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh my god, Jimmy, look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so well. It looks just like you.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, it's Jimmy.
How did fan art? This is what we were looking for.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have seen that clip, and it does, like, from my opinion, it does look like MrBeast was uncomfortable, but I don't think it's, like, the end of the world. I don't think this is gonna be a problem moving forward, because if it was, I think MrBeast and them would just simply address it, or they would just tell Chris, or they would handle it really good behind the scenes or whatever. These guys are just so professional, and, like, the thing is, they've been showing nothing but love and support to Chris Tyson from the jump with the transition and all this news happening.
Becoming even weirder when each member started to pay each other compliments.
Hey, nice shirt. Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Thanks. Nice shirt.
Nice shoes.
For the most part, the livestream was devoid of awkward moments. However, it would act as fodder for another 100 million views worth of drama and criticism. Chris likely believes that people will slowly adapt to his new appearance over time, but is this really going to happen? Well, maybe. It's difficult to say as the situation is fairly unique, especially when considering Chris's reputation and influence. However, if Chris continues to transition, would it be unreasonable to say that he could jeopardize some of the personality traits which made him a successful member in the first place?
I mean, yeah, I think so, but the thing is, it doesn't really matter because people, they watch MrBeast for his ideas, and like, honestly, a big part of it is MrBeast. Like, yes, his cast is very important, they add a lot to it. I'm not saying he wouldn't be the same without Chris, Chandler, and Carl Jacobs, but as long as MrBeast is still doing these really cool videos and like, they still got the same energy that they have, I don't think anything's really gonna change. But this isn't even the part that people are mad about with SunnyV2. It gets worse, so we're gonna keep rolling.
Perhaps the opposite will happen, and he'll instead pick up new personality traits that better resonate with the current MrBeast audience. This was put forward in many comments supportive of Chris, who implied that there'll be millions of queer kids who look up to him, although this doesn't necessarily mean that it'll add any value to the videos. MrBeast has likely cultivated a massive LGBT audience, all of whom are already watching anyway, and if we've learned anything from Hollywood in recent years, it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of relatability rarely works as intended. On top of this, it can be uncomfortable and unrelatable for the silent majority, although as we have seen, a situation like Chris's does have the potential to create an otherworldly amount of discussion.
Now, the thing is maybe the Hollywood thing you might have a point with, like maybe it's a distraction. There's a lot of people that are going to be like, why would they add this actor like this and blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, if you've seen this situation, I feel like it's brought nothing but popularity to MrBeast brand. If you ask me, like obviously Chris has been getting harassed and he's also been getting a lot of love, but it's been adding popularity. Like if we're really looking at the stats and numbers, I feel like this has been nothing but like positive for them. Like honestly, like think about it, and people are like so invested into this that like it's made MrBeast even more popular. It's made him, and I'm not saying like that's the point of this, I'm not saying we should look at that and be like, oh yeah, that's great, but based off of what Sunny's saying, I think what he's saying is really wrong. Honestly, I think he's actually they're just trying too hard to overstep this and make this like a serious discussion when it shouldn't be. I kept telling you guys in my videos, why does everyone care so much? And the thing is, it makes sense why people care so much. They're either really bugged by this and they can't stand it, or it's just something they want to really support and push forward,
which could be seen as a benefit for the MrBeast brand.
Drama is good for growth, 100%.
The problem is, this type of situation is probably the last thing that MrBeast wants to attract, as he's forced to agree with Chris's position, as he has no way of manipulating the situation without being painted as the bad guy. It's a lose-lose situation for MrBeast. I think Jimmy is in an inescapable situation. If he kicks out Chris, cancelled. If he don't, his channel will die for real. An inescapable situation is a pretty good way of describing the drama, which is also why it deserves the harsh label of being a nightmare. Jimmy has no option but to publicly express acceptance of Chris's transition, as silence or even worse, disapproval would come with obvious severe repercussions.
And that's all we're gonna really watch from there. So I like that they did address like the drama is good. It's 100% like it's just gonna boost the ratings on the channel. That's true. But I really never like thought about it this deeply. I think a lot of this is just thinking way too deep. Like, yeah, we don't know if this is gonna be the downfall. And like, I know people are saying this is a lose-lose situation, but to actually go out there and say that is kind of crazy. And the thing is, SunnyV2 has had such a great reputation. Like, I was so grateful when SunnyV2 put me in a video of his and like had a couple of my clips in there. And I still don't think he's a bad YouTuber or even a bad person by any means. I just think that this title was just, you know, I mean, this whole concept of this video is just not good. Like, I think it's just way too soon. I don't know. I can definitely see why people are pissed off, you know, like saying that it's a lose-lose situation for MrBeast is, it's just not a really good look for a YouTuber, you know, with over a couple million subs to be saying that, considering the fact that I don't think it's a lose-lose situation. I think it's literally just Chris taking control of his life and just changing how his life is. Like, yeah, is it gonna affect the way people look at him? It already has, yeah, but I don't know why this is gonna affect MrBeast. Like, it's really not. Like, in his videos, maybe I'm wrong, maybe people are gonna watch his videos less, but that's just something we can't say at this moment. You just gotta let things play out and just see how it rolls out. MrBeast issues a statement regarding SunnyV2's video. A lot of people have been speaking for Jimmy, and it seems like he's finally had enough. And this is what MrBeast said: yeah, this is getting absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare, he's my effing friend, and things are fine. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off. And this is how a lot of people feel about Sunny. SunnyV2's new video about Chris is kind of cringe, and you know, people are unsubbing. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I really do like Sunny's content, but there is some videos that are just a little too negative, I feel like, and I think this is one of them, honestly. I don't think you guys have to agree and, you know, support Chris on what he's doing, but I don't think you got to go out of your way and hate, and this video did seem like it was kind of like that in a way. He points out good facts, but to end it off and say it's a lose-lose situation for MrBeast, to where his channel's either gonna die or he's gonna have to kick out Chris, that's just so toxic, dude. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that is the video, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. I'm sorry that we're always covering things that are negative, but it just seems like that's the way like life has been lately, man. There's just so much negative news going viral. So let me know how you feel about this. Do you guys agree with Sunny? And if you do, I'm not gonna hate on you. Just let me know why down below in the comments. And if you don't, let me know as well. You know, let's have a seriously respectful debate down below in the comments. But thank you guys so much for watching this. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and like we always say, Empire out.